The NBA assistant head coach Dijak Milojevic, an assistant coach for the Golden State Warriors, died unexpectedly from a heart attack. He was 46 years old. The game had already been postponed the night before on Wednesday, and at around 3:30, the team announced his death, and we have someone in the chat, Fern PG. What's with these PG members? Why do they keep joining this chat? So he's got Giannis MVP question mark. Well, quite recently, I don't think Giannis really deserves the MVP, simply because he has Damian Lillard as help now. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid are the two front runners for winning the MVP. Shai Gilgeous is also having a really good season. Crucial PG just entered the chat. He said, "Rest in peace to the assistant head coach of the Warriors." I was just talking about him. The game was postponed at 3:30 p.m. Steve Kerr said, in quote, "We are absolutely devastated by Dejan's sudden passing. Dejan was one of the most positive and beautiful human beings I have ever known," end quote. Milojevic is a native of Serbia and was in his third season as an NBA assistant head coach. He spent one as a head coach in Bodognos team in Adriatic Basketball Association. He also played professional basketball for 14 seasons internationally, was named the most valuable player for the Adriatic League 3 times in a row from 2004 to 2006. The NBA said it will hold a minute of silence for Milojevic in its Wednesday night game against Dallas, but that was until recent news, and now they're saying that the game is being postponed entirely. So the Warriors won't play their next matchup, and clearly this assistant coach, he was a baller, but now after that, we have to talk about the most recent trade, which is Pascal Siakam being traded to the Indiana Pacers. Along with him goes a future second-round pick, and the Toronto Raptors get Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, along with 2 2024 first-round picks, one of them being the worst between Houston, Clippers, OKC, or Utah, and Indiana's protected 2026 first-round pick. They're all going to Toronto, while Pascal Siakam is going to Indiana to try to compete in the East with Tyrese Halliburton. Let me just go ahead. And Tyrese Halliburton, obviously one of the best point guards in the East. Right now, he leads the East in All-Star voting. And so, clearly, if you guys were here from last stream, you'll remember I was wrong in saying that Siakam wasn't going to get moved from Toronto. I didn't believe that was going to happen. But as now we know, Pascal Siakam has recently got traded. But I wasn't wrong about the trade package not including Draymond. I didn't think that the Warriors were going to trade Draymond, especially right after getting back Draymond after this suspension. And now the Pacers are trying to compete in an extremely top-heavy Eastern Conference. The Pacers are a team that seem to value very fast-paced offense, and they don't necessarily seem to be a team that is strong on the defensive end. I believe that this trade, it was a good move for the Pacers in the sense of them wanting to get good players on their team to be able to allow Tyrese to compete for a spot in the finals in this very top-heavy Eastern Conference. Now, as I've already said, they've shown their offense being great, being fast, and they've actually been able to beat Giannis in several games. Even when Giannis scored 64 points, they still were able to like pull out on top in most scenarios. Now, the question is if Pascal can adjust to the really fast pacing of the Pacers. Now, Pascal's play style is a little bit ISO heavy. Recently, he hasn't really gotten much attention from the media because the Raptors haven't been that good of a team. The team's primary weapon on the Raptors is actually Scotty Barnes. And so, again, the question is if Pascal can really adjust to the Pacers and their fast-paced offense. The team's primary weapon is obviously their quickness and being able to get a shot off before the defense can react. Tyrese is great at finding these people that are open, and he tends to make these passes whenever he can. Because of this, the offense usually leads to high scoring. The highest scoring game that the Pacers put up was 157 points. However, they also allowed 152 points by the Atlanta Hawks. Now, they are also a team that lost to the Lakers in a blowout in the play-in game, or not a play-in game, in the in-season tournament. That's my bad. The game saw a lot more pressure. However, I will say that the Lakers recently haven't been the better team in terms of winning. And we will get more into that as we go into I believe it's the third segment, compared to the Pacers, who have been looking like a very good team and a team that could make it to the second round of the playoffs if they're smart enough. And the Pacers, like, as of right now and where they're standing, they do hold a playoff spot, like, assuming that the standings don't change. We are out of time for the first segment, so I will return with you guys to talk about the second segment, which will be focusing on the charges of Josh Giddey and the allegations being dropped. So I will see you after a short break.